I'm back. Thank God. And I wanted to make a video to kind of explain where I've been. I stopped doing updates on what's been going on with my treatments and cancer because, oh, by the way, I still live by an airport, so you're gonna hear a lot of planes. Because I wasn't in a great place, and I always wanted my videos to be positive because that's what I am. That's who I am. And I started thinking about what's changed, and it brought me to my yard and this planner, which I hope I'm doing it right. And this has always been symbolic for me because when the boys and I moved in here, God, 4 years ago now, this was all just dirt. And my friend Doug came one Saturday, built it up, added all this fill dirt while I was too sick, and I watched through the window upstairs. And as the years progressed, this was always my sign that I was still here, that I was growing, that I too was still alive. And I would use my planter and my bushes and my roses as a way to prove to me that life is still going on. You know, life is happening, and I'm happening with it. And for probably the last 6 months, I have done trial after trial after trial, and my cancer just kept coming back. Of course it did. I have stage 4 melanoma, and I feel like I've done a really good job of educating myself on what that means. But what got me was I went in for one of my last treatments on a trial, and when my best friend and I got there, we went to go to our little room where we go, and they didn't put us in the room. And eventually my nurse said, "You're not getting a treatment today. Dr. Moser wants you to go on Bractovy and Mektovy." And because I've studied melanoma and treatments for, it seems like forever, I knew what that meant. My scans had come back, and I had a met in my brain, spread to all my lymph nodes in my iliac chain and some in my abdominal wall. And what I heard that day was, "You're at the end of the rope. You know, you're done. It's your time. It's your time. You know, cancer's coming for you." And so what I didn't notice until my beautiful sister pointed it out to me was I had given up. And for the first time, God, don't be a blubbering mess. For the first time, I felt hopeless. And it didn't sit well with me because I'm a fighter and I don't quit. It's like my personality. I always say I don't quit, sometimes to a fault. You know, you know me. I stayed in relationships way too long because I just don't quit. And I was quitting. And after I spoke with my sister last night, she pointed out that, you know, I was hurting the people that I love the most because my attitude had changed, and I was bitter, and I was resentful, and I was angry. And I saw the trickle down. I was hurting my best friend, the man that's literally nursed me back so many times. All right, pull it together. Fuck. I even noticed in my mirrors in my room, like I have one mirror that says think positive and go to the gym. My friend always told me that, and I believe that, and that's what I do. And on one mirror I have I am the 20%, because less than 20% of the people with my diagnosis live past 5 years. And then the other one I have I am a miracle. And I erased them all. I washed all the mirrors. And I was, instead of fighting to live, I was preparing to die. And my energy changed, my attitude changed. everything changed. And because my sister, I went to watch my video and I realized that when my phone rang, it cut off the end. So I'm going to wrap it up. But what I realized was when my sister, who had the courage to point out I wasn't being myself and I was saying short, terse, hurtful things, and I wasn't even aware of it. And I sat in my backyard and talked with her last night, and I had to admit to myself that that's what was happening. I was becoming the person that I never had been and swore I would never be. A victim. Why me? This fucking cancer. And I had stopped living. And one thing my friend has told me that I fully embrace now, and it's been the biggest blessing, and that is that this is God's plan for me. And it brings me peace. It helps me to walk this path. But I was trying to make my own plan, and that was including the end. And I don't know that this is the end, because it's not my plan, it's God's. So I say I keep getting downloads from God, learning so many important life lessons that I hadn't learned yet. And this was a big one. So I am back. I'm really back, and I'm happy. And my doctor has got these meds dialed in for me because they were making me so sick that I wanted to quit. I told my friend I was going to quit. And today I feel good. I feel great. I'm back at the gym. I'm eating. My stomach's not swollen. I'm not sick all the time. And my attitude has changed. And that's the biggest blessing. So I'm back to positive Tina. And maybe you'll see more of me now that I'm not all in my feelings.